Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Citadel with me, Grand Maester Stitch, where we continue with our House Darklyn playthrough. Now in the last episode, right at the end, this popped up. A strange red priest from Essos has appeared at my court. They talk of a god R'hllor, the god of light, heat and life, and its emphasis, the god whose name should not be spoken, the god of ice and death. And I asked you guys whether you thought we should go with this or not, and in the comments it was so split that I couldn't decide, so I decided to do a poll on the channel for you guys to vote on, and for the longest time it was so close at 50-50, but in the end you guys voted for no with about 54-55% of the vote last time I checked, so we're going to be going with no, and we are going to have this heretic jailed. At least then we could maybe employ her and make use of her, because she has some really good learning and really good diplomacy. I was really split and I didn't know which way I actually wanted to go with it myself. It could have been fun to do it, but then it's also unrealistic, but either way I wouldn't have minded too much. Let's see if we can maybe, doesn't look like we can unfortunately recruit her. We can visit her chambers. You'll force your way into Noella's chambers. She has got really good learning and greedy, proud. Do we really want to lower people's opinions of us even more than they already are? Looks like the Westerlands have won the crag back though, which is interesting, and the Ocean Road's been won back by the Reach, so it looks like the Ironborn Kingdom is starting to cave in on itself, but we're obviously focusing on the Dustlands. King Lorimer the Rash has declared Westerland the Crag de jure war over the Crag. Okay, I thought they already owned the Crag, but okay, never mind. I'm not sure what's happening there, unless the Crag's currently independent by the looks of it for whatever reason. Maybe he's independent. Yeah, okay, they must have won their independence from the Iron Islands, and now the West are trying to gain it back. We're currently trying to get claims on, well, it looks like our, oh no, he is in Stonebridge. Did we already get the claim on Leicester then? I can't quite remember. We've got a strong claim on the Lordship of Rollingford, Stokeworth, Hayford, Goodbrook, and Leicester. Oh yeah, Leicester. So we just need a Stonehenge, and then we'll be able to go further. Brackenlands, expanding our lands. We'll have everything near enough south of the Red Fork then, so we can concentrate on getting on River Run, Pink Maiden and such. It'd be good to have River Run, obviously a really decent castle. Fort level 9, I thought River Run would be a bit higher than a fort level 9 to be honest. Yes, very well, I shall be merciful. Can we not employ you? Such a shame that we can't. We'll just keep you as a guest for now then. I'd like to make use of you because you've got some really good traits. We do want to obviously attack the Stormlands, but we've got to wait for those, well, for our army to get stronger, or for them to have some sort of inner conflict. I tried to sit up in bed, but someone is holding me down. It's the burly armsman with the trustworthy face I promoted to the guard last week. There is a skinny little fellow with him, grinning viciously as he produces a dagger and stabs me. Screaming and thrashing about, I manage to kick the guard in the groin and break free. I punch the other one in the nose and rush from the room. Unfortunately, the two assassins got away. Okay, so someone has just tried to murder King Zachary, but he has got away with it somehow. Would have been probably preferable if he had died, but never mind. How is our heir looking anyway, Princess Melaine? Okay, she's looking pretty decent. Some decent diplomacy, so that's not too bad. Hopefully she can get a male heir pretty soon. Let's forward things along a little bit more. Prince Florian has told me of a letter containing fabricated evidence of a plot to have him arrested and banished. The letter was sent by Sir Bywin, who is undoubtedly trying to incite revolt against me to undermine my power. The loyalty of Prince Florian shall not go unrewarded. Okay, and here's opinion of Sir Bywin chases. Who's Sir Bywin? Sir Bywin Sarunus of Southhorn. Okay. So we'll keep an eye on that. What's going on over here on the islands? Who are you at war with? You are defending against King Lorimer the Rash in Westerlands, the Crag de jure. Why are you still getting involved with stuff in the West? Leave your Western life behind. Two people eloped and got married without anyone's consent except their own, and it falls to me as their liege to either accept the marriage or do something about it. Who are you? You're not anyone too important. And Jon Snow got married to a Jon Snow, a Northman. Who are you then? You're a Riverman. Are you even in our court? Who is this Jon Snow? He's got very good intrigue. Can we invite him to court? He's... Oh, he actually is our courtier. Okay, interesting. Well, let's give him an intrigue focus and try and get him... we'll accept their marriage. give him an intrigue focus and get him a decent guardian, he could make a pretty decent future spy master. Let's send him to Lucian Selford. What's he got there? Refusing marriage. Okay, well, you can have this lad, Jon Snow, as your ward for now. Who are the Vances at war with? Defending against Sir Kermit of High Heart in Wayfarer's Rest Civil War. Lord Raymond Salford has been a leal and able servant, having successfully completed many tasks in aid of the Dusklands. He will be seen as a right and honourable course to reward him with certain incomes and loyalty. Yes, we'll send him a little gift of 20 gold. I don't want to owe anyone favours, and I definitely don't want to give away heirlooms and such. Stormlands are way too peaceful. Still in that truce with the Westerlands. Wow, they've got a huge army now. What about the Westerlands? I don't think there's even anything we can take from the Westerlands. 32,000, wow. We actually can declare war, not for anything for ourselves though. A woman accused of witchcraft in Rosbury has been dragged before your court. Several witnesses have seen her performing dark rituals in her secluded hut, possibly related to recent crop failures. Okay, yeah. She claims innocence, and it falls on you to determine her fate. She will burn at the stake, gain 30 piety, local revolt risk goes down, throw the fiend in the dungeons. What nonsense is this? Release this poor woman. No, she'll burn at the stake. We gain a bit of piety. We've got lots of prestige anyway, and we'll keep that revolt risk down in Rosber, which we are going to grant to our bastard once he comes of age. He's pretty all-round, isn't he, at the moment? He's being trained by our Master at Arms. He is a squire and rounder, but he's not picked up anything else yet, unfortunately. Bess asks, since we all die anyway, why to be so hassled about life, our daughter? I suppose you are right. She gains the trait chaste or temperate. But what about the enjoyment? She gains lustful and gluttonous. Well, obviously the first two. Let's see if she actually does gain any. She gained temperate. Okay, that's good. Decent trait. Not going to complain about that. A raven has arrived from the Citadel. We should rejoice as winter is coming to an end. Good. That's very good news. At the age of 67, your subject Beatrix died a natural death. Nothing really important, is it? Lloyd Tyrick of the Crag accepted King Lorimor the Rash's peace offer. Well, we knew that war wasn't going to last long, was it? Let's be honest. Your Grace, I write to express my consternation at the fact that Jeremy enjoys command of your army. So let's have a look at Jeremy, our courtier. Inspiring leader, heavy infantry leader, an organiser, and a brilliant commander. Also a peasant leader. And let's have a look at you, Brindlewood. Well, I'm sorry, but no, Jeremy is doing a fine job. Let's have a little look at Jeremy. Actually, he's pretty interesting. Let's grant him a knighthood. Why not? We lose 100 prestige, but let's make him a knight. He's a good commander. Your courtier, Jeremy, has proven himself to be a fine warrior. You have him kneel before you and proceed to tap his shoulders with your sword. Jeremy of Duskendale, in the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave. In the name of the father, I charge you to be just. In the name of the mother, I charge you to defend the young and innocent. In the name of the maid, I charge you to protect all women. In the name of the seven, I charge you to be just and honourable. Rise, Sir Jeremy. Let's see if we can... I'm going to unpause. Let's see if we can arrange a marriage for him. Who do we have? Do we have anyone? We've got loads of tawnies. We've got a random foreign bird. There's no one really of his age. We've got Jenny of Hayford, but she's 32. We've got you. She's our rival, apparently. We can't marry you to her. What about... We might not be able to marry you to anyone because you're not actually highborn, so these are probably not... We can raise you to nobility. It's going to cost us a lot of gold. We'll just keep you as that for now. Can we... We could grant you a landed title. I don't think we've really got any to give away at present. I'm not giving you Rosby, that's too high, but we could have a loyal knight on our side here from a peasant, which would be interesting. Nice success story there, isn't it? Rising from a peasant to being a king's commander. Under my guidance, my young daughter Bess is slowly mastering the art of swordmanship. Okay, even though she's meant to be having an educational focus, but whatever, she's now a poor fighter. It is warming as winter comes to an end in Duskendale. Perfect, good. Just waiting for that last claim. It is warming, winter comes to an end in Rosber. Well, they're pretty close, surely it would have happened at the same time. Okay, we've got two offers here off the Westerlands and the Stormlands. What are these going to be? We need an education focus for Princess Wenella. Let's have a look at you then, Wenella. Decent learning, good diplomacy, affectionate, could gain... Oh, it gives you 1 diplomacy, idolizer, 1 learning. Well, I doubt we'll be able to go for a learning education, so let's go for the diplomatic education, and let's assign a decent guardian for you. Who have we got? Raymond Selford. Yes, we'll go with him. And let's have a look what these offers are. To the most excellent King Zachary, peace be with you, we propose that Tion Hill and Princess Wenella of the Dusklands should get betrothed. So you're offering us a bastard. That's a bit of an insult. And what is he offering us? Let's leave that there. Let's see what you're offering. Blessed upon you and your house, we propose that Prince Durin of the Stormlands and Princess Wenella of the Dusklands get married. Okay, so you're actually offering us a full-blown prince. He's actually heir to the Golden Empire of Yeti. What? What the fuck? Okay. Interesting. His mother is God Empress of Yeti and his father is Humphrey Durandon. His liege is heir to the High Lord. What the heck? See, now this is an awkward one because do we go with a Lannister bastard, which would probably get the Lannisters on our side, or do we go with Storm King? But then I kind of don't want to go with the Storm King. We'll decline. We'll accept the Lannisters, even though it's a bastard. We'll take the hit on the nose, because then we can get the Rock on our side, which will hopefully help us in expanding into the Stormlands territory. So, yes, we're taking a bit of a hit by marrying a bastard, but it's going to work out well if it means we can get some new lands. I really must request that my brother John take up quarters not immediately adjacent to my own. I love him dearly, but the sheer volume of his snoring is becoming quite unbearable. I shall request that John relocate. It would be rude to insist. Yes, it would be rude. And he's of the God's Eye, so I don't even know why he's here. Right, can we form an alliance with Castle Rock? We best be able to after that. No. What about if we said, that's a massive, massive gift, but we'll send it. We need this alliance. No. You absolute arsehole. Well, that was a waste of time, wasn't it? That was an absolute waste of money and time. And why is Castle Rock so pathetic? I know it's got a fort level of 19, but you'd think it'd have something else about it, wouldn't you? I suppose Lannisport is very, very close, so I'm actually so annoyed about that. Have we got any other betrothals that we could have? We've got Renegade, the Prince of the Rock. Do we have another young daughter? No. Do you have any Lannister princesses? No. You prick. I'm quite tempted now to break that betrothal, but we don't have any claims on any Lannister land anyway. Hopefully we can get an alliance at some point. Morgan the Septon of Cracklaw Baron seeks to replace Septon Yahane, whoever she is. Or he is, sorry. The old wound is finally healed, leaving a pretty grotesque scar behind. Ew. I brushed past John on my way to the royal stables this afternoon. Though it was an impolite thought, the close contact left me stuck with just how hirsute my brother's figure is. Good thing he doesn't run it. It doesn't run in the family. Well, it must be practical in the winter seasons. Good thing it doesn't run in the family. So it looks like the Vances are just about winning this war. Oh, perfect. My liege, my work in Stonehenge seem to have come to fruition. By bribing, cajoling, extorting, threatening, and forging documents, I've managed to fabricate a claim on the lordship of Stonehenge. Use it, but now we are minus money. As soon as we get out of the red, though, we'll be able to go to war with the Riverlands and try and claim Stonehenge. So let's try and get a claim on... Let's try and get a claim on River Run next. Be a very good castle to have. I would like to get Pink Maiden as well, though, just to get the Pipers under our control at some point. Right, so let's get ourselves out of debt then, so we can go to war with the Riverlands. It would be awesome if we could get River Run before that. Sometimes you can do it quick. King Zachary, I've listened to the advice of a group of bannermen led by Lord Dyke Tawney of North Cracklaw. I hereby enact a series of laws empowering my council. Okay. Tongue-tied, John is known to be a man of few words. No words, in fact. They say silence is golden, but sometimes a man finds himself in dire need of a good conversation. Okay, so our brother doesn't talk, apparently. I will seek Leanna's company instead, our wife. I will seek Clarence's company, our brother. I will seek the clergy council instead, gain 50 pounds. No, let's seek our wife's council. Hopefully we can get another son, a trueborn son. Under my guidance, my young daughter Bess is slowly mastering the art of swordsmanship. Okay, she's a trained fighter now. Okay, she's doing pretty well. Who's she betrothed to again? Stefan Peake. Sweet Thief. A mysterious honey thief has been terrorising the court of late. At seemingly random intervals, all of the honey in our royal kitchen will go missing, often after the pantry cupboards left open and the jars smashed. Thus far, no one has been able to determine the identity of the syrup stealer. I trust my marshal to find the thief. I trust my spy master to get to the bottom of this. Yep, we'll do our wife. Try and get her on side a little bit more so we can try and get a trooper on son. Then again, I wouldn't mind our daughter inheriting now. She looks pretty impressive. Your Grace, my scheming in Duskendale has borne fruit. I have discovered a plot where Lord Perwyn of Vance seeks to kill Lord Jonas of Acorn's Ridge. Okay. Wicked. That's popped up already, which is going to put us in more debt, but it does give us a claim on Riverrun, so I'm not going to complain. It's going to cost us a lot, unfortunately. John sat for a portrait this week. The colours were quite vivid, but poor John's nose came out distractingly prominent in the likeness. I had a mind to complain to the painter about their lack of proportion, but John does have a rather unusually generous nose, come to think of it. We all have our flaws. Some might call it stately. We all have our flaws. Right, we're not even going to be able to move our Master of Lorsh yet. No, unfortunately, but that would be good if we did. We'd be able to get a claim on Pink Maiden and Deddington and Brandstone. I'd like to get Pink Maiden. And then these are going to be stuff that we might get a little bit of horrible border gore with the West at some point, unfortunately. Barely legal. We're getting some weird stuff pop up this episode. At the latest banquet, after polishing off 4 pots of stew, 3 whole trout and an entire shank of lamb, John was at his John, as his wont, trundling off to his chambers to retire. When his vestments caught on the raw edge of a table, before a courtier could come to his assistance, the cloth was torn open, ripping straight up to the collar, and leaving poor John utterly exposed before the entire hall. If that wasn't scandal enough, the partygoers were struck mute with an astonishing realisation. John was most irrefutably not a man at all, but a bear. What the actual fuck? It's going to eat me unless I eat it first. The option is available because you have the lunatic trait. Is this the work of a foul sorcerer? This is unbearable. Waking up, everything is back to normal. Maybe all of this was just a dream. Has he always been a bear? This is the work of a foul... Okay, so our brother, Lord John of the God's Eye, is now a polar bear. Oh wow, I've not had that event pop up. I've only ever had the bear event pop up once before. That is absolutely crazy. Oh, and our daughter can now marry Stephen Peake. Perfect, accept. So now we're going to put ourselves even more in debt, I imagine. Yes, an agreement has been reached with Lord Mathis to see Stephen Peake and Princess Bea Bess Darkling wed, and now the dowry is due. 200 gold is the... we'll offer the customary amount because we're a little bit in debt. Can we move our Master of Lorsh yet? Yes, we can. Perfect. So can you fabricate a claim on Pink Maiden, please? The alliance between King Zachary and Lord Morgan has broken down. Our aunt has died, unfortunately, so we have lost our alliance with House Massey, unfortunately, but at least we have made some new alliances that can replace that, so it's not the end of the world. My young daughter has finished her education, is in the way of court and statesmanship. It seems she has learned all the basic skills required. A gruff diplomat. Okay, she's not too bad, our daughter. Oh, and she's had a daughter herself now, Rayella Darklyn, who's got the attractive trait and a hair lip. My young daughter, yep, we've already read that. One child lacking an education focus, Princess Sorana, who is betrothed to Alice of Crab. Let's have a look at you. Decent diplomacy, decent learning. We can't go with learning, annoyingly. Could go with Marshall. You've got some good traits for Marshall. We'll go with diplomacy. What quality of education would you like to purchase for your daughter, Princess Sorana Darklyn? I'll spend highly, of course, get her the best that we can. 2 people eloped and got married without anyone's concern. Josart Snow. What's with all the snows? And he's in Faith of the Seven. Interesting. And he married Jenny of Hayford. Yeah, accept that marriage. I don't really care, to be honest. Though I had thought my courtier Jon Snow to be a more reasonable man, his request to be allowed to duel his rival, Commander Elston Darkling, is slightly erratic. Jon claims to be constantly subject to affronts from his rival and asks for permission to defend his honour. Jon Snow, you can't fight at all, and you want to fight Prince Elston of the Dusklands, who is our young brother, who's also pretty pathetic in a fight. He's got -5 personal combat skill. Jon has 0. So it's a battle of 2 weaklings, so let's allow the duel and see how it turns out. Who won? Guessing that's his rival now, isn't it, Prince Elston? It doesn't look like much happened there. They're both pathetic. I simply cannot bear the sight of my brother John. What with his perfect body and happy life, he's a bear. okay, but yeah, whatever. After seeing how much he cares about keeping a balanced diet and a healthy body, I started to wonder if I couldn't ruin him with just a few well-placed words. Are you sick, John? You look bloated today. Insinuate that John is getting fat. Dear gods, John, I can see your bones sticking out. This is too petty even for me. He's a bear, for fuck's sake. Come on, finally out of debt. It's taking so long. Your Grace, I write to you with bad news. Okay. The peasants are being troublesome again. Oh, we've got a little Riverland war going on here. Leicester Peasant Revolt. That could work perfectly in our favour. Your Septon Ronald reports that Lady Bethany of Drake Castle has been humbled by your endless generosity to the poor. Good. My friend Dyke has not been taking care of himself lately. The man scarcely eats anything, never sleeps, and is quickly turning into a walking skeleton. If he keeps going like this, he might end up wasting away entirely. What's the matter with you? Eat something before you die. I was relieved to see that my words did not go unheard. Dyke thanked me for my concern and promised me that he will strive to lead a more balanced lifestyle in the future. Perfect. My coffers are empty, but the seps are rich. Maybe I should seize set properties to repay my debts. Let's compromise. We can gain gold and piety that way. There we go. That gets us out of debt. Perfect. Right, let's now take advantage and declare war. The Riverlands only have 3,000 men compared to, how many do we have? 18,000. So better than it was. Declare war. Let's press all our claims and send. We're not going to need to call up our allies. Let's call up our men, though. Wow, we get a lot from Chlorisle. Meet up in the God's Fort, please. We're going to need to bring you over by ship. So let's get our army on the ship here, and we'll drop those in. We're not actually dropping salt pans, no, so we'll drop into Darry. We had command effectors, I know. So we'll get our armies together, and then we'll probably save the war for the next episode, but at least we will be able to expand in the next episode. Craziest thing to have in this episode is obviously that we now have a bear for our brother. The bear and the maiden fair. Okay, so the Brackens are getting involved in, okay, against the war, actually including us. We're going to have a huge army here, so it's going to work in our favor. It's going to be a pretty easy war. Let's move you guys. Do you know what? We've got 11,000 there. Let's merge these 11,000 together. Let's march those straight onto Goodbrook, and then these stragglers can join together to form our second army to march onto Leicester. But we will end this episode here, so thank you all so much for watching. As always, guys, I really do appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed. If so, please don't forget to like and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode.